yes, finally it has arrived. This big bad boy is all filled with pops. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, why would you get so many pops all at once? Because it was basically a steal. Somebody was twisting my arm saying, hey, do you want these very exclusive Funko Pops that you've been wanting to get for a while? That's kind of how it went down. The version of that story is that I was on Whatnot and there was an auction that popped up, and it was one of those perfect storms where there weren't a ton of people in the lobby consistently. I'd say there's around 20 or 30. There just weren't a lot of people that were bidding on certain things, and the people that were hosting the auction, which I can't remember what their names were, I'll have to see if I have them, but they basically had like 150, 160 pops that they were trying to sell, and they were going through. So after I ended up getting the first one and paying the $4.50 for that shipping, I was like, well, if I find anything else that's pretty good, it's like only $1 shipping. And let's just say I found quite a few things that I wanted to get and also almost just couldn't pass up. So what we're gonna do today is go ahead and unbox this bad boy. We're gonna run through them really quick. I'll let you know what I paid for them, and then we'll see what the actual PPG is for them and see how we made out. I think it's gonna be a pretty good day. I have not gotten this big of a box before of just pops. So let's see how it goes. Let's see what we got. Alright. Packing with it. That's good, that's good. There's just a few. Just a few. Alright, so let's start going through and see what we got. I think the first one I got was actually... Here we go. This is Biff. So we have Biff Tannen from Back to the Future. Back to the Future, the whole trilogy, I love the whole thing, but the first one specifically is one of my favorite movies, and Biff is just an awesome character. I've always loved him as a villain. I ended up getting him for $5 and he was the $4.50 for shipping, so overall I paid $9.50 for him, but this was basically the one that started everything else that we got here. So we'll see what the value is on this one. I'm not sure if he's super valuable or not. I just wanted him for my own collection. Alright, so we got Biff, then, oh yes, we have He-Man. But this is the Slime Pit He-Man. This one, again, is another one that popped up. Got him for pretty cheap, and we'll have to see, again, what the value is. I've seen him before, and I've really wanted him. I'm kind of torn with the Masters of the Universe because I do really like a lot of the pops, and I have several of them, but I didn't necessarily want to get all, feels like 20 or 20 plus of them. But the coloring on this bad boy and what it looks like, I couldn't really avoid it, especially for the cost that I got it at. So I'll let you know what I got. Well, I'll review what I paid for all of them as we get to the end. Queen Frostine. So this is pretty sure the end. Okay, actually I think pretty sure we need this one for the Candyland set. But other than that, we have all of them that are part of that series. So she is no exception to the others. She is really cool looking and heavy. Like all the Candyland ones, they have so much detail and they're actually seemingly like bigger pops. But again, it was a good deal. I was looking to get her anyway to help finish the collection, and you can still buy her online, I think a couple of websites, but it's normally like $12.99, something around that range with shipping. I'm pretty sure I got her for $5. So $5 plus the $1 shipping, so it ended up being $6 overall. So that's not too bad of a deal at all. Moving on to what I think might actually be the heaviest pop, as far as one of the 3 or 4 inch pops. So the smaller ones, not the big 6 inch or the 10 inch, clearly, because they're going to be bigger, but this is, I think, the heaviest pop I've seen of the smaller ones. So this is Devastator. This is one from the Batman line, and legitimately, like I was saying, this thing is heavy as can be. He's just jammed into this box. He is awesome. So you guys don't know, Devastator is actually part of the, I believe, Dark Metal line, where you have all the different dark versions of Batman. This was one where, or that alternate dimension, the Batman, this was the backup plan for if Superman turned evil or just was an evil Superman. He had a concoction that he injected into himself that spliced his genes with Doomsday so that he could defeat Superman. And then just turns out he is a horrible, horrible monster to deal with afterwards, but he's so awesome and he's big, so it's a Doomsday Batman combination, basically. Again, I think, and I'll double check, I'm pretty sure I paid around $10 for him, and I think he's definitely worth a little bit more than that, but I also just really wanted him because he's cool. After that, the next one that popped up was Scary Terry. So this is a Rick and Morty one. You can see the others that are part of this specific collection. There are quite a few Rick and Morty Pops in general, but Scary Terry is one that I am a big fan of. Just the actual scene and the actual Funko Pop. Again, I'm pretty sure he was like $5, but I'll get double check and see what he's worth. I don't know that that one's even going to be super valuable either, but I also just really like the Pop. Plus, I have a buddy with the name Terry that might end up inheriting that one. Maybe. Next one, Darkseid. Yes, this is a really cool one I've been looking at for a while. I'm a big fan of Darkseid, DC in general, and Marvel, but DC, the big villain in DC Universe is Darkseid, or one of them, and I've been waiting for him. He came out, I believe he came out earlier this year, or maybe late last year, but I definitely didn't see him out anywhere, and oh, it was a Funko exclusive. So this one was exclusively on the Funko website, and again, his popped up. I think I maybe paid 10 or 11 bucks for him. I'll find out for sure, but I know he's worth more than that one. Plus, he is just awesome. Look how thick. Again, he's big. Let's see. Him and Devastator, they'd have a good tussle. Devastator's definitely heavier, but they both are really cool pops. So we'll get the value of those here in just a bit. The next one that we were able to get was, and this is the Atom. This is also another DC Justice League pop, and this is a 2021 Wondrous convention. You see the sticker there, which I don't know what convention that was, but it sounds pretty wondrous. Anyway, so this is another one of the characters from DC Universe, and was able to grab him pretty cheap. I don't actually remember how much I... Anyway, he's a cool looking pop. I think I got him for a pretty reasonable price. We'll see what his value is and what I paid for him shortly. Another one along those same lines is we have Deathstroke. So this is the Imperial Deathstroke, so part of the DC line that is a lot of their heroes and or villains in Imperial garb or Imperial outfits. So this is the Deathstroke one, which also just happens to be part of the 2021 Summer Convention. So I've collected a good bit of those, so it's kind of nice that I was able to find him. Again, I think he was under what retail was. I think he was only like 10 bucks that I paid for him. I also have Martian Manhunter that fits this same series. We'll see how much we made on that one here pretty quick. Another one, sticking with the comic book theme, so we got the infamous Iron Man. So this is a really cool one. This is a glow-in-the-dark, also Halloween Comic Fest 2020. Yeah, 2020. Limited to 30,000 pieces, so 30,000 total all over the place, but infamous Iron Man. I'm pretty sure, my buddy, that one, would definitely be able to tell me more so, but I'm pretty sure this is when Tony Stark actually was dead, so Iron Man's gone, and I believe Victor Von Doom, or Dr. Doom himself, just takes on the mantle of that and actually becomes a good guy and is really, really good at it. I could be wrong as to how that turns out. I don't think it ends well per se, but really cool pop. It was a really cool storyline, and he glows in the dark. And I just got a good deal on him, so I couldn't almost not. The last one from this line was, boom, we got Brown. So Brown is just a character from Line Friends, I believe is what it is. And it's nothing I've really seen too much of. I've seen a lot of the animations or just like memes and things like that that involve him, but he's super cute little bear. He's Funko exclusive and he's flocked, so if you can see, he's nice and kind of furry in there. And again, typically more stickers kind of helps drive up more value, so I think we did pretty well on this one. Again, I don't think I paid more than 10 bucks for him. I don't think I paid more than 10 bucks for any one pop in here. So overall, what we're going to do now is we're going to run through what I actually paid for them versus what the PPG is, and then see how we made out overall. So starting with Biff, as we go through, Biff I paid $5 for plus $4.50 for shipping, so $9.50 total to start this whole thing happening, and he's worth 14 PPG wise, so I paid $9.50, 10 bucks for him, so he's worth $4 more than that, but that also made it available for me to get the rest of this collection. Okay, so currently we're sitting at 14. Next we have He-Man, Slime Pit He-Man, and on Whatnot on the auction I paid $8 for him plus the $1 shipping, so $9 total, and currently he is sitting at 26 bucks PPG wise, so we made a pretty good profit on that one. More than 15. I think like 16 buck profit on that one, so we'll add that to the total, but that's a solid one. Then we get to Infamous Iron Man, and this is one that I paid $10 for plus the $1 shipping, so 11 overall, and PPG's currently is sitting at 20 bucks, so $9 difference on that one in the positive direction, which is solid. Then we got to Deathstroke, and Deathstroke I did pay $13 for, so $13 plus the dollar shipping, so this is actually a $14 pop. This may be the most expensive one out of the actual whole auction that I paid for. And currently he's sitting at 20, so that's definitely not a bad haul. Again, $7 profit, so 14 total, 7 on that one, nice. Now moving on to Dark Side. And I know this one is pricier than most of the other ones because I've actually looked to buy him before. So I ended up paying $10 plus the dollar shipping, so $10 plus the $1 shipping, so $11 total, and he is currently worth $33. So $33 for the 11 that I paid. Not a bad steal. Now we're moving on to Brown, so the Flocked Brown Funko Limited Edition. So Brown was one that I paid $10 for plus a dollar shipping, and currently he's sitting at $29. So another good steal out of this auction. I was telling you, this is why I couldn't really stop buying them, because they were so cheap and the resale value, or the PPG value anyway, is pretty high. So that's a good steal. Moving right along to The Atom 2021 Wondrous Convention. I ended up paying $8 for him, a dollar shipping, so $9 total, and he's currently sitting at $27. So again, not a bad find. Now we're back to Scary Terry. So this is one I'm not expecting it to be very valuable. I just kind of like the pop. Plus I paid $5 for him, a dollar shipping, and he is worth currently $10. So again, not tremendously expensive, but a cool pop, and I still think I got a good deal on him. Okay, moving on to Devastator. This was one I definitely wanted. I paid 15 bucks for him plus a dollar shipping, so this was definitely the one I ended up paying the most for, but apparently somebody else wanted him pretty bad in the auction too. That was one they actually had a little bit of a bidding war, and I had to set my limit right there at 15, and just luckily it worked out that way. And his value currently sitting at 19, so still 15 with the dollar shipping. We still made it out on top, made a couple bucks on that bad boy, plus he's just awesome. Then moving on to Queen Frostine. Again, this was one that really needed to complete the Candyland collection, so I'm not too worried about the overall value, but I do know that I paid $5 plus 1 shipping, so $6, and currently she is worth $12. So again, that's pretty much retail value for Queen Frostine, but was able to get it for half price including shipping, so not too bad overall. Yeah, I actually forgot, I had a couple buried that I didn't get to show you yet, so I also ended up grabbing these two. So two different ones from the Dracula movie, the Dracula line. So this is the Bram Stoker's Dracula, Gary Oldman classic. There's Keanu Reeves in it too. I mean, there's a bunch of people that are in it, and it's just really, really good. The two that we got, Count Dracula and Vlad the Impaler. So these are ones that they're going to fit very nicely with our horror collection. Also the theme, it is getting close to fall. Okay, it is fall, it's getting close to Halloween. But these are the ones that are in the collection, so we ended up grabbing a couple of them, Vlad the Impaler and Count Dracula. Get the prices we paid for those and also the PPG value real quick. Vlad the Impaler, we ended up paying $5 for plus a dollar shipping, so $6, and he's worth 10. So might end up going up down the line. If not, we still made a little bit of profit on that bad boy. So then the last one, just the Count Dracula. This was one I ended up paying $7 plus a dollar shipping, so $8, and his value's at 9. So still dollar under PPG, so technically we still kind of won on that one. Plus, it's pretty cool. So overall, for all of the pops in here, including shipping, I ended up paying around $100. And there's 12 pops, I think. 1, 2, 3. There are. And overall, there are 12 pops, and I ended up paying about $100 for them. So if you want to math it out that way, that ends up being something less than $10 a pop. But for our case, that's what we paid for it, including shipping. And currently the PPG value for all of them combined is right at 200 bucks. I think we had a solid auction and we got some real big steals. So I want to definitely thank and appreciate the guys that hosted that auction, because they gave us some steals. They also gave us pop protectors with every one of the actual pops, so that's another $1 that would just be added on there. So we could go ahead and pop that up and say that this was a very successful hunt for us, and especially on the auction. These are a bunch that I really have been wanting to get. A couple of them, a couple of other ones I didn't know I wanted to get until the opportunity presented itself. But I have to kind of stay off of Whatnot a little bit, because every once in a while one of these happens and it's fantastic, but if I let it, one of these would happen every night. So this was a good steal and just a good setup. So if you haven't been on that app, definitely check it out and try and see if you can peruse some of the auctions and find some good ones. All right, well that's it for today. We definitely caught a lot of cool monsters, some cool fall themed ones, and some other ones that we're just trying to add to the collection. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and check back. We should have some other videos coming soon.